So unfortunately, as the title says, this is gonna be pretty much the last video that we do on this car, because this car now is all finished up. So the main thing that we need to do now we've got it all, the exterior paintwork polished up that we did in the last video, and we've got everything tickled up and ready. We need to just now get all the final touches done on the car. So originally I wasn't thinking about including this, but I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a run through on what we're going to do to the car to finish it up, and also what we're going to do before we obviously sell the car. So the first thing that we're going to do is just do what we do on any car really that we've had into the workshop for work. We just go around, give it a quick spritz, make sure there's no dust hanging anywhere in the car from any of the work that's been done to the car, because obviously this has had quite a lot of body and paint on it. So even though we've already kind of hoovered this out and done the first little bit of a sort of sanitary detail in the first video that we did on this car, then we need to go around and just tickle this up now and make this nice and make this like looking like a sales car, rather than obviously something that's just spent the last month going through a body shop in and out having bits and pieces done. So we're just going to go around, wipe all the interior plastics. We're using the Maguire's cleaner again for the interior plastics, and then we're going to need to sort out the carpets and also the bottom of the seats. So obviously, if you remember in one of the previous videos, there was a lot of mold in this car, so we went through and gave this a massive scrub and a massive clean. But now we want to mint this up and just finish up the last areas. So we're going to spray the carpet with some upholstery cleaner. We're going to then wet it down using the wet vac that we bought, and then just get the drill brush on it to loosen all the stuck in dirt and agitate all the carpets, so then we can use the wet vac to extract all the soap and all the dirt from the carpets, and fingers crossed get this thing looking as close to new as we can. Now we got one of the Bissell Spot Clean Pro wet vacs. I got this off Amazon. It's on like 150 quid, but it's absolutely ideal for doing car interiors. It's really powerful as well on the extraction side, and it's not got too much of a bad sized tank on it, so unless you're doing something that's really filthy, then you get quite a way around the car with this. It's got a decent length hose as well. Now a tip from myself would be, do not put the upholstery cleaner into your wet vac. What you want to be doing is putting the upholstery cleaner on the carpet first, just dampening down the carpet with the wet vac. You don't want to get it absolutely hanging wet inside there, because obviously it's going to take a long time to dry out, and you've got to obviously get all this water out once you're done with it. So what you want to be doing is using the wet vac with just warm water in it, so that as we start going across the carpet with the wet vac, when we've got the water spraying, what we're doing is we're spraying clean water into the carpet to extract the soapy, dirty water out of the carpet. Now it may take you a few passes for the water to start coming up the end of the hoover nozzle clean, but when it does, you can then give it 1 or 2 passes without the spray, and then once you're done, all the upholstery cleaner and everything will be removed from the fabric, all the material that you're trying to clean. And what that means is, in the future, if it gets wet, all that upholstery cleaner then isn't soaked into the sort of base of the carpet or into the sort of like the base of the foam of the seats. And if it is, and you haven't extracted it all out, then when the seat gets wet again in the future, and it could just be from you opening the door when it rains, the water will hit it, it will reactivate the detergent and bring up dirty marks from underneath. So you don't want to be absolutely leathering everything in upholstery cleaner. You only need a very light spritz, and then we can use the clean water to extract all that dirty water back out from the interior. Now the carpets in this, to be fair, weren't too bad. There was just one area up on that top back corner, and also in this bottom corner of the screen, where I had to give it an extra bit of a scrub, because I think that's where obviously the car mats hadn't quite covered it in the previous, when the previous owner had it. So this section that I'm just scrubbing at the front here was quite a difficult section to get up, but it did come up. We had to give it an extra little brush with the drill, just where it was sort of like extra embedded with dirt and there's some extra stains, but it all came out really nicely. And we did manage to get a set of original car mats for an absolute bargain for this on eBay. So we did put a brand new set of original Vauxhall car mats back in this, so when it was done it looked absolutely brand new as far as the front footwell and the seats and everything went. And if you guys stay tuned all the way through this video and watch this video through with me, you will see the whole transformation of this car at the end of the video, as well as also we have added in all the costings on the car and what we plan to sell it for. So do stay tuned till the end to see the finished article. So on the seat bottom here, I'm just doing the exact same thing. I'm just damping down the top of the seat. I'm then going to give it a spray with some of the upholstery cleaner, and again this is diluted upholstery cleaner, so it's not like I'm spraying this neat. It's only got a very small amount at the bottom of this bottle, and then the rest of it was water. And then we'll just get the drill brush. Now these drill brushes, although they look quite harsh, they are quite soft, and they're just agitating all the fibres and bringing all the dirt out up to the surface, so that obviously agitating all the dirt that's stuck within the fibres. When we then get the upholstery cleaning on it and get the vac on it, then we can extract all that out from it. And as you can see, it's coming up rather nicely, and you'll see the finished pictures of the seats compared to the interior at the end of the video, like I said. So do stay tuned all the way through for that. Now I've only included this footwell here because I thought the video would get a tad long if I went through the complete interior on this car. Obviously, you know, we're not a detailing channel, we are a paint channel, so I thought you guys would like to see the whole final processes that this car went through. Now once all the interior has been done, the glass has been cleaned, we've put some glossifier on the dashboard and all the plastic, so everything looks really nice and new and sparkly inside. Then I'm going to go over the whole car with a soft Canuba wax. This is obviously going to seal up all that fresh paint that we've done the whole paint rectification to in the previous video. And if you haven't seen any of the previous videos on this car, I will leave all the links in the description of this video to the whole series on this car. So we'll put this on. It's got around about a 5 to 10 minute dwell time, and then you can knock it straight off. And the soft wax that I find that we use at the shop is also a lot better on the darker colours. It's a lot easier to get off, so there's a lot less chance of marking the paint, because obviously with doing the full paintwork correction on this car, what you don't want to do is use like a hard wax and then be struggling to get it off the car, because you'll be marking the car as you're trying to get it off. We then put a little bit of shine on the tyres and everything, and then we'll get it out of the workshop. And as mad as this is, we will then give this a snow foam and a wash and a chamois to get this whole car cleaned up, because it'll just get rid of like any excess dust on the outside from where we've been waxing it. It'll make sure that there's no polish in any areas that we don't want it. So to give this a nice little snow foam now, and give this a good pressure wash off, and then a full hand towel dry down, will make this car a really nice, clean, fresh car to get some photos of for sale. And also, like I said, it'll get all of any excess polish out of those excess gaps that we haven't managed to get out when we did the waxing stage in the workshop. And there we have the finished car, which if you guys have followed this through from part 1 will know that is a massive difference from where we started in part 1. And now this is going to make someone a really nice car. The interior, as you can see, came up absolutely gorgeous. It's come up really nice and clean and fresh, and it's all now ready for sale. So as you guys have probably figured out, this will be the final video on this car that we've done. Everything's done, it's all got its MOT, it's all ready for sale now, everything's been cleaned as you've just seen. So I thought I'd run you guys a little bit through the numbers of what we've paid for the car, what we spent on the car, and obviously what we're putting it up for sale for. So to start off with, the car itself cost $250. It had been sat for a long time. It had basically been parked in a bush with the damage on it for 2 to 3 years. So we got quite a good deal on the car when we first bought the car. We put new battery, oil, filters, that was 132 quid. We put the 2 new doors on, obviously, that was another 150 quid. With £7 for the headlight bulbs, which is neither here nor there. We're looking at probably around about 150, 160 pounds for the materials, as far as the paint and the filler and stuff like that. Put 2 new front tyres on it, that cost us £60. Some diesel, 30 quid on diesel, but that's neither here nor there. That was more a case of making sure it's got some fuel in it so we could run it back into for the MOT and also get the test drive done. The MOT and just a side light bulb, which is all it needed for the MOT, was £55. We've put a brand new set of car mats in it that cost £15, and new front pads and discs, which was £30. So the grand total on the car, give or take, stands us at £900, and we're putting it up for £2,995, and we're looking to get around £2,750 for it. It's an unrecorded car. The damage down the side wasn't write-off damage, it was just damage that whoever we bought the car off had to it, and then they parked it up, and then they'd done nothing for it for like 2 to 3 years. Mick knew where it was, so we got hold of the car, got hold of the guy and got hold of the car, and now it's going to make a really nice tidy car for somebody. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this series. As soon as we get another one, hopefully within the next couple of days, then we're going to start filming the next one that we do, and then we'll let you guys know obviously how we get along, and do the same as we've done with this. We'll take you through the whole process from washing it off to the final finished result on the car, so you guys can get a real good look at the whole process that we put a car through, including once we've done all the cleaning and everything. We've got a 60-point PDI check that we put the whole car through, everything from the wheel nuts to the washer fluid, absolutely every part of the car's gone over before we put it up for sale. So I hope you've enjoyed this series of videos, guys, and I'll see you again soon in the next one. Bye for now.